Hi there. Welcome to Triangle Communications video series on how to do all kinds of things online. Today is about WordPress and how to manage the users that you have on your WordPress site. First of all, we need to log in. So go to your URL /wp.login.php and you'll get a window that looks like this. Type in your username and your password. Click the login button, and that will bring you to your dashboard. Your dashboard will look more complete than mine. This is just a shell site for demonstration purposes. So take a look over here at the menu on the left. Go to Users and then go to Add New. So now we've decided that we want to add somebody to our site, and we need to give her a username. In this case, I'm going to, just to be creative, I'm going to give her Cedar Tree as her name. Can't use admin, it's already taken, besides which normally I would never use admin because it's too easy. It's half of the hacker equation. If they already know what your username is, then all they have to do is figure out your password, and that's not so hard to do. It just makes it harder if you don't use a normal username. Might sound crazy, but I think it's worth the effort. And so then put in your friends or your new hires or your new partner's email address, the person you want to add to the site. And in this case, we're going to call her Susan Jones, good Welsh girl. And we're going to give her a password. So you'll notice as I make up a password, it changes right in here for the strength of it. So this password is really weak. Don't want that. You want a strong password. So I've created another one that has a combination of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. And this one is, I think it's 10 or 12 characters long, I'm not sure. And then I just keep it in a safe place. So I want to see this green light for strong. That's important. Now, I like to use the system to send the password to the new user by email. This way then they get a record of their login and their password. However, before you do that, be very sure you have got the correct address here, because you don't want to send the login credentials to your website to a complete stranger. Not so cool. Now you need to decide what role you want this person to play. Is this a neighbor who's going to help you blog about stories in the community? Or is this, just for instance, or is this going to be somebody who's going to help you edit a number of stories? Perhaps you're running a new blog for a preschool and everybody wants to write stories. Perhaps you're designating somebody to be the editor. Then you would use this level. So an author can write, a contributor or an author can write posts. They can't publish them. The editor can help them by tidying up their posts and hitting the publish button. And the administrator is the level that gives them full access to everything in your site. They can edit, they can change the look, they can add users, they can do everything that you need them to do if you're bringing them on to manage your website for you as a developer, as a designer, or just as a high-level content manager. You want to give them administrator status. So now I'm ready to finalize the addition of Susan, and the system will automatically send her an email letting her know that she's now added to the site and how to log in. Now here she comes up if you want to see this again, you've gone away from it, you've gone back to the dashboard, let's say, and you want to go back and see who are all the users in your site. Go to Users, All Users, and then you'll see everybody that's registered as a user, as somebody who has some kind of access to your site. And Cedar Tree, Susan, can now go in and she can now change how her name displays publicly. So say she wants to be called Susie, and that's how she wants it to show up. She can fill in her nickname, and then the system generates choices for her. Susie, based on her nickname, Cedar Tree, based on her username, Susan, first name, Jones, last name, Susan Jones, combination, or Jones Susan. And so Susie wants to be just known as Susie for the site. And then she can go through and she can fill in the rest of these details if she wants to. And some themes even have even more. Quite a few themes have even more information that about the writer, about the contributor, about the administrator that can be filled in here. Click on Update User. And there you go. Now if Susan wants to change her password at any time, she can do that by going down to the bottom of her window. If you can see here, I'm in Susan's page still. And she can change her password by typing a new one in here. And she needs to do it twice. And again, it will show her how strong the password is as she does it. Now let's say for some reason you need to remove Susan from having access to the site. All you do is you just hover over her profile in the list and the word delete will automatically come up. It doesn't come up for me because I'm logged in. Admin is logged in, but Cedar Tree does come up. You would click on delete and then you can decide whether you want to erase everything that she's put in the site, not too likely, or you can decide if you want to change the attribution for everything that she's done to another user, such as yourself, and then confirm deletion. Or the third option is to go back to her profile and not actually delete it. If she's written a lot of stories and has lots of pictures up, you may not want to remove them, and it may sour relations if you suddenly take credit for everything she's done, but you don't want her to have access to the site anymore for whatever reason. All you need to do is then change the password for her. As you can see, I'm logged in as admin and I have access to Susan's profile, and so I can change her password, and then that would prevent her from being able to access the site anymore. The other option, of course, is that you can change her role. You can downgrade her from administrator to editor to author, contributor, or even down to subscriber, which basically means she can just read the site like everybody else. Or no role. Up to you. But that's how you can manage and take control of who has access to your site. I hope that helps, and I wish you happy blogging.